Hey guys, this is Zach here, and today I'm going to go over basically the brands of airsoft weapons. We're going to talk about sports line and high end. Sports line usually is plastic. It could be metal gearbox, it could be a plastic gearbox, plastic bushings, metal bushings. It could even have plastic gears, metal gears. You're not really sure sometimes, so you have to read the description. High end usually is metal everything, or polymer for externals. So sometimes you'll see a brand like G&G, they offer a sports line and a high end, same as Deep Fire. You'll see a silver, and the high end, I can't remember what that's called, but they'll have theirs. Typically the ones that usually don't have high ends are something like JG, Jingong, I think it is, or Jingong, whichever, just call it JG. But here's some of the brands. I would say bad and okay. D-Boys, Kalashnikov, both Elephant. Now that kind of depends. D-Boys has kind of gotten better. Still, it's either a bad or okay. And you can give your comments, say whatever you like, we'll hear them. Okay brands, CYMA, usually CYMA and JG try to copy the Tokyo Marui but bring it out for a cheaper price. And these are China brands. We also have Cybergun, Double Eagle, AGM, UTG, Well, ANK, SRC, Javelin Gunworks, and TSD Tactical. Now that means okay brands. They could be sometimes the Well, like the Well L96 is much better than you expect from the Well brand. Same thing with UTG and their multi-shot guns. So they're kind of just an okay brand. I mean, they're not like something you buy. It's going to be way more outperformance. It's pretty usually decent, or I would just say an okay brand. Great brands come down to Echo 1. Sometimes that should be an okay brand, but sometimes they have a lot of high level guns. So say Echo 1, G&G, ICS, Umarex, Ares, Classic Army, Magpul, Deep Fire, G&P, King Arms, and WE, which is for gas. If there's some other gas brands, I kind of just didn't put them on here because I don't really care too much for gas. And I think we're going to kind of slowly move away from that. We may even slowly move away from AGs into something else. We don't know what's going to happen to the future of Airsoft yet. All we know is what it is now. We have excellent brands. KWA, sometimes there's problems. You'll read about this. I guess it's the piston teeth, the piston head or whatever. The teeth on it usually come messed up. Maybe they started using cheaper quality parts, I'm not sure, just to kind of make their stuff a little less expensive, but they're usually an excellent brand. Great externals. VFC, kind of the same thing that sometimes you'll find on the inside of a high cost VFC that has plastic bushings or some plastic parts, which doesn't make much sense when you're paying for the high end. I think that they made out a new E series, which is supposed to be cheaper, but they kind of, just to make it cheaper, I don't think you should mess up the quality on the inside. I mean, the best price you can offer, that's the best price you can offer. They do have great externals though. Tokyo Marui, that is pretty much good all the way through. It's more expensive. It was one of the first brands of Airsoft is where it started, and it's the only one I can see so far for Japan, in Japan. But Japan is known for making usually some stuff very good quality. For Tokyo Marui, the one thing about Tokyo Marui can't even pronounce it sometimes, the FPS is a little low. Now that just depends. It can be good, it can be bad. It still shoots its far range, but it doesn't destroy something as easily. Like if you're shooting a can in front of you, it might go through that, but if you put it farther away, let's say 20 feet, and you try to destroy it from here, it's not going to be as effective. And then we got CYMA, which people will say great quality, is just way too expensive. That can be good or bad, but CYMA doesn't have a lot of weapons. I don't know if they're a newer brand or whatnot. So that's pretty much it. As far as guns that I buy, well, I've bought from quite a number of brands here. CYMA, excuse me, JG, let's see here, G&G, ICS, Umarex, Classic Army, GMP, and Tokyo Marui. So basically what I've gone off of is just like researching these and watching lots of videos, and I've kind of put them in this category. Sure enough, I'm never going to probably buy a Both Elephant D-Boys, or even Cybergun Double Eagle, because I've kind of shifted to the higher end stuff, and I really don't want to go backwards. Once you get something that you see doesn't scratch and it just feels so strong, it feels great in the hands, I really don't like to go backwards and get the lesser quality, because then I expect it so high now, and that's what I'm going to stay with. So the brands that I'll be more likely to purchase from is Echo One, G&G, ICS, Umarex, Ares, Classic Army, Magpul, Deepfire, GMP, and King Arms. These are all brands under the great brands. Some UTG that's from the OK brands, some Well, maybe TSD Tactical, maybe SRC, not really. And then excellent brands, probably by KWA, but I haven't seen any great looking weapons in my opinion. There's so many weapons, it's just the same looking as other brands. VFC, probably by one pretty soon. Tokyo Marui, definitely. CYMA, not really, because it's a little bit too expensive in my opinion, and I see that they have great stuff that lasts. But I would probably buy, if I'm going to buy internal stuff, I'm probably going to go with Deepfire, because the titanium gears, which is really nice, but they're thinking about how to keep their guns running really well, and then at the same time low price, so much lower price than CYMA. So I would kind of be choosing between CYMA and Deepfire for parts on the inside of the guns. But there are some guns that Deepfire definitely am looking into. They just look really cool in my opinion, and that's what I'm thinking about getting. So that's the brands. Remember, there is a sports line, which means the lower cost, and then there's the high end. Kind of depends which way you want to go. Do you have a lot of money to spend? Do you not have a lot of money to spend? So definitely whatever you buy, it's gonna work for the time being from these brands. However, that time being could be the moment you get it to years from now, and you expect a lot more when you buy from a great brand or an excellent brand. You feel the externals, and the only ones that I kind of have doubt over is the KWA and the VFC. Hearing about those problems, I don't really want to pay the high-end expensive and find that. I do know that some of the Tokyo Marui stuff does have plastic bushings in some of their weaponry, but I'm not hearing things breaking down really with Tokyo Marui. Same thing with CYMA. You're pretty much paying top dollar for everything there and more. So that's pretty much that, and that'll be the end of this video. Give your comments, do anything you can, maybe subscribe. Last time I pointed to my left, and I think the camera mirrored it, but I should be pointing to maybe my right. We'll find that out in this video. Anyways, subscribe and we'll talk about this, and I'll bring up some other stuff, and we'll be on with it.